Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is your personal reading. So I very much understand your situation. I used to work in this job a couple years ago that was so hard on my body. Like, I'm actually still recovering to this day. I'm having to do yoga every day to help my hips because of it. And I know what it's like, you know, it seems kind of crazy. Like, sometimes when you're working in a job like that, you feel like a slave. And it's like you have to only use the bathroom at certain times, and you can only eat at certain times, and you hardly have any time for your food to digest before you're back on your feet or you're back exerting yourself. So I very much understand the situation you're in, and doesn't everybody want to be able to move on from a job like that into a situation that like serves them, into a situation where you can do something that you love, utilizing your gifts and your talents in order to create abundance for yourself and also happiness and peace for yourself and for others. I feel like everyone has the potential to do this, especially with the times that we're living in now, with the internet and how easy it is now to be able to market yourself and be able to offer like a service or a product. So many people are finding success and finding their way these days, and it's awesome because you can work part-time in the evening or in the mornings or on the weekends in order to move towards your goals. You know, you can work smart. You can dedicate like really hard work, an hour a day, and be able to reach your goal. And someone I really want to connect you with is Gary Vee. He has an Instagram, and his thing is all about motivating people to spend their time when they're off work, like grinding and hustling towards their dreams. And so he's Gary Vee, Garyvee. If you follow him, he'll keep you hustling, and he's kind of how I got motivated to make these videos so often and to really put myself out there. And he says, like, if you love doing something, like, you need to be grinding and doing that and doubling down on your gifts and talents instead of pouring all your energy into what you don't like, because if you can fail doing something that you don't love, might as well take a chance doing something you love, because if you fail, it doesn't matter, because at least you love it. That's kind of how I look at it. The fear of failure is really what keeps people like held back from venturing forward and putting yourself out there with your talents and your gifts. But I urge you to get connected with people like other artists or other people who are going out for the same thing you're into, and follow people who are starting from the bottom too. Like, when I first started doing this on here on YouTube, I found a couple people who were just starting their channel kind of by chance, but it's been really cool to watch these people, you know, their channels grow. And I want to give a shout out to Ellie. Her channel's called Ellie. And I don't know if you're watching, Ellie, but you're awesome, and thanks again for inspiring me. It's been cool watching your channel grow. But anyways, what I was saying is, this is very much kind of where you're at right now, and your current energy is trying to figure out how you're gonna bust out of this job that's physically hurting you and into a situation where you don't have to hurt your body so much, and you can find your peace. And you have the ability to do this. It's not impossible. It's gonna take some work and effort. It's so hard, you know, when you like are so broken down from your job, you know, feel like you don't have the time. But trust me, there comes a point where you're gonna break down and you're gonna have to make the decision either way. So might as well start a little bit now while you still have some steam left. They're saying you're very confused. The cards that came out for you, like, you're really confused around your home situation, which is, you know, obvious from the email you sent. You're like wondering, how can I move on from this? How can I secure a situation in my home, like a lifestyle that serves me? And I am seeing something about a move for you. This is probably because I'm probably going to be moving, and it's just something that's been coming up for me. But I also feel like it's coming up for a lot of people in the collective, that we're being called to go like other places that are going to connect us with people who are in our soul family, and situations and lessons that are more like an alignment for us at this time. Like, change is a huge theme right now. So if you're not feeling connected to moving, if you're like, I don't want to move, I love where I live and like I'm cool with this, then forget about it. Maybe this just means like there's opportunities coming on your horizon, like to kind of get out, like break the mold and try something new. But this, like, to me really does look like a move. Like, you could move somewhere and it might help you find some more opportunities. It might help change some of the energy. Maybe you're becoming stagnant because you just need some fresh energy. Something like that is what I'm feeling for you. So the energy that's leaving your life, I see your passion and your ecstasy has been depleted because of this job. It's hard to feel inspired when you're so tired and exhausted. And when you come home, you're just taking care of your needs, barely, you can barely meet your needs with this job I'm seeing. So what they're saying is, before you worry about like where you're going to go and if you're going to move or if you're going to do this or that or change your job, first, you just need to spend some time relaxing. Taking some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Time where you're not talking about what's upsetting you and about the job. Time where you're not thinking about the job. Spa time, get your hair done, get your nails done. Like, really, like, you deserve 100% right now to pamper yourself hard because you need it. And every little bit of that is going to help you feel better. Get a massage, acupuncture, whatever you need, talk to your doctor if you need to, if there's any pain. Get serious about these health situations that are happening in your job. Like, you deserve to take good care of yourself. And if you have any pain, any inflammation, anything coming up, then address it and listen to your body and give it what it needs. And you'd be really surprised what some water and some sunshine and fresh air and just a day of rest or a day just doing what you love could do for your health. And your soul and your spirit just craves to be heard. And I feel like your inner child just really wants laughter. So if you can find a way to laugh, watch a comedian or go out into nature and like watch the animals because they're really funny. They're saying that's what you need. But you're doing really good. Like, you're working hard, you're hanging in there. But I do see your situation is serious, So the energy coming in is expect a miracle. I don't think this is where your story ends. And I'm sure you know that. Like, there's greater out there for you in this life than this job that's just wearing you down. So they're saying, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. And they're wanting you to be very patient. The heron is a sign of patience and a sign of taking things one step at a time. They wait in solitude and stillness and silence, and then as soon as that fish comes, they go pop and they grab it. So like, that's what you need to do. You need to spend your time in rest, spend your time in solitude, spend your time in silence, stillness. Allow the energy to settle, get yourself stronger, and then you'll be able to move forward. Because if you move forward right now and like you take too much action right now, coming from this energy of like stress and chaos and like fear and anger and just being upset, that's going to create like a lot of mayhem around the situation. So you want to get grounded, allow your body to rest, pamper yourself, feel like you got your stuff together, and then you can start planning. And this will be a very natural process. If you try to move forward now, you might find that there's blocks. So the blocks will clear. This really has a lot to do with like what's happening inside of you, and you need to come to stillness, and you'll receive opportunities, I'm feeling and hearing, to rest and to have this relaxation that you crave. And you're going to be given all the time you need to rest after this job too. It's probably weird for you to think like, how is this all going to work out? Because all you can see right now is just this endless job of just, grind you've been in, just every day the same thing. But don't worry, there's a life outside of this, and they're saying like you can create your reality and you can find a way outside of this. So next what we have is we're looking into this job some more, and they're saying that you're very good with guiding children, that you're good at helping and healing children. So this might be actually working with children. Maybe you could find another job. Working with children is very taxing as well. So maybe this is a job that you're doing. Maybe you're working with children and you're trying to get out of that. That's what I was doing. I worked with children for 12 years. I loved it, but it was so exhausting, and I had to move on and I had to get creative. I realized like there were these skills I had when I was helping children that actually have helped me to this day. Like, I realized I love to nurture children and I love to help give them the confidence and the hope. And I realized that wasn't something I just had to do with children. Like, I could do it with everyone, with people, and I can give that gift, and it's something I have inside of me and I'm using it right now. So maybe there's something you're doing at your job that attracted you to the job in the first place? Like, what does everybody at your job count on you for usually? Like, what kind of role do you find yourself fulfilling in a group of people? What kind of opportunities have you been given? Like, what opportunities do people usually give to you? These are all hints to like what you could be doing, and you could take your skills to the next level. But I'm not surprised, because a lot of people who identify with me, who want a personal reading from me, and who are like, wow, like I really resonate with you to the point where I pay you for this. Like these people, aka you, usually are people who are a lot like me. Like, you want to be a helper, you want to be a counselor, you want to be a healer, you want to be an artist, you want to inspire, you want to uplift, you want to motivate, you want to speak your truth. So there's many ways you can do this now, and like so many apps and like services and ways you can get connected with people and like turn this into a job, turn this into a lifestyle. You just have to find your own flow. And I'm seeing, like, for you, this is very overwhelming right now, because you can't just go straight from this job to all of a sudden overnight having this other thing and being able to quit. So you're like, how do I manage the meantime? And you're really gonna have to just be practical here. This isn't like in the cards. This is just my personal advice, so take it or leave it. But I guess if it was me, practically, like, I would think, like, how draining is that job? Is there another job that you could get that would be a little bit less taxing on your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit in the meantime, so you could have more energy to like work towards what you really want to do part-time? So that might be something you might think about, is finding another job. I mean, they're jobs. They're always going to be tough. They're always going to, you know, I switched jobs a couple times, and I found it was like the same thing, just like a different faces, different people, but the same bullshit. You know what I mean? So, that's what you're going to find, but it has to do a lot with like your personal gut intuition here. Like, are you being called to leave this job specifically? Because you might be surprised how like it could be a lot more chill other places, is what I'm getting. So something else I'm seeing for you is like this need to really stir the pot and be creative. They're saying like, yeah, try many different ways to try to break the mold here when it comes to like your expectations for yourself, because I feel like your expectations for yourself are like here, and your potential is like way up here. And this is what we do. We kind of we're our toughest critic, you know? And so our vision for our life sometimes is so bleak and so small, but this is trying to tell you to dream big. Like, think that you could be someone or be something. Why not? Why not be the change? Why not become who you are authentically? Why not take the time to explore yourself, who you are, and like what your soul is really craving? And this is a very personal journey for each person. And the path, it will naturally lead you. So there's really nothing you have to do here. I asked for you, how can you move toward a more fulfilling lifestyle and establish more harmony in your life? And these were the cards that I pulled. Not like that's like a casual question or anything. They're saying you need to be bold. Like I was just saying, like you got to be bold and like have a bold vision for your life. You have a lot of heartbreak in your past and backstabbing. Don't we all, you guys? Come on, we all got this in our past. And they're saying that these things come up in your mind as a distraction. You have to learn how to be able to separate yourself from these things that have happened and realize that they don't define you. And you can grow and you can change and you can become whoever you want to be. And so they're saying, you know, construct and hold a new vision for yourself and keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. Your talents and gifts. Let's draw some cards for your talents and gifts. This is the fun part. We want to know like what you're good at. We already drew this card for you. Like the working with children or like guiding people, helping people. Some gifts that need to be explored there. You're an empath. You have a lot of inner strength. You have very strong willpower, and so you can channel that and you can really funnel that. But they're saying you're insecure right now. So your gifts, they're going to unfold over time, but yes, I am seeing a lot of insecurity with your gifts. You're afraid, like, because in order to use your gifts, you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to become vulnerable, and that's the hardest part, is like letting people see you. You have a fear of allowing people to see you. But once you allow people to see you, you realize there's nothing to fear. It's the most freeing thing ever. And if you let go of what people think, that's how you can create the space to become who you are. And you know what? I let the fear of what people like thought about me hold me back for so long in life. I just thought I had something to prove to like everyone. I don't even know. And I still struggle with that. Like, I have to remind myself every day. I have to remind myself when I'm like, you know, scrolling through Instagram, and when I'm working with models, and when I'm, you know, whatever. Like, I have to remind myself not to compare myself to people, and not to care what people think, and that people's opinion of me, that's just filtered through their own perception. So what people think of me has a lot more to say about them than it does about me. But it, like, I forget about that. I have to remind myself that, like, every day. And so that will help you. I'm getting a message for you that it would be really helpful to follow, like, some body positive or, like, uplifting meme pages or, like, Instagram accounts. Anyways, I'm trying to pull a card here for you. I keep getting stuff about your love life, and I'm putting it over in like a pile of cards for your love life. Okay, here we go. Okay, you have some type of magical powers. I don't know. Like, you have the ability to like really ground things with a ritual. It's kind of hard to explain. I have a couple rituals I like to do. Sometimes I like to pray by a river and like holding a rock, and then take the rock and throw it in the river. You know what I mean? I have this other, I've told a couple of you guys about this. I have this other ritual called Flush It, for when you're trying to let go of like some, I don't know, just stuff that's bothering you, like things that you're worrying about. Like, you can take a piece of toilet paper and write down on it like overthinking, and then like flush it down the toilet, and then just like let it go. So these are like rituals, and I'm seeing you're actually the kind of person who's really good at inventing rituals, and you can utilize them for yourself or for others. You're the kind of person that when someone comes to you with a problem, you're like, okay, like, let's do something about it. Like, you're really good at taking things and like grounding them into the 3D. And so I'm seeing this come out with like your strength. And I'm like, you have this strong willpower, but it's being blocked right now by your insecurities. And I think this is just something that's going to take time. You really need to start working on the whole, like, not caring what people think. And when you catch yourself doing that, you got to be like, stop that, you know, have compassion for yourself. I think everyone compares himself to people. Like I said, I still do it all the time, and I have to remind myself, but I've noticed a huge difference in my life since I started reminding myself, you know, not to compare, and like, you know, that there is no competition. The only competition I'm in is with myself, just trying to become my greatest version. So, take it back to you, dial it back to you, and, you know, really give yourself this time to focus on yourself. Just get rid of all distractions. When you're not at work, spend 100% of your time taking really good care of yourself, pampering yourself, feeding your soul, doing things that your inner child would love, making art, going out into nature, getting inspired, you know, yoga, taking good care of your body, like, really invest in your life, and take action, and use this willpower, and you'll see the momentum in your life just carry you forward. Who knows, maybe an opportunity to leave your job will come to you. A lot of times the universe knows what you want, and it's just a matter of you getting out of your own way and like, you know, following your inner guidance and creating the space for it to happen. And you can't create that space when you're stuck and you're limiting your possibilities, you know? But I very much see that you're trying not to limit yourself. You really want to move forward, and like, you're ready. And so this is happening for you. So, we'll pull one more thing for your gifts. We'll pull like a spiritual gift. But yeah, I'm just seeing like your willpower and your strength is your gift. And that thing with the rituals too. Oh, you're a writer. No wonder. I keep talking a lot about overthinking and like stuff like that with you. And you're a writer. So it's saying You have the ability to write without consciousness. So when you write, it's as if something else takes over completely. You're very gifted with words and communication. So maybe that's what I'm talking about taking things like down into the 3D. This is you like receiving inspiration and channeling it through your writing. And this is like water, it's like emotion. And so you need to continue with your writing. A page a day, you guys, a page a day. How many like messages have we been having lately for writers on the channel? What's going on with this? There's a lot of us that need to get on this with our writing, myself included. So now we're moving on to let go of, and they're saying just let go of your worries about like what's happening with the energy in your body. They're saying this pain and everything you're experiencing, it will settle. I promise. And I promise you the pain will settle, because like as soon as you get out of that job, like it's gonna go away. That's what happened with me. I still have to work on it and like be conscious of it, but you will make it out of this job. It's just you've got to really keep your focus. And they're saying you're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So they're saying you and your loved ones are safe and protected. As you make these changes, you're probably going to be worried about your future and like feel a little unstable, but they're assuring you it's safe for you to make these changes and that you can trust your future self to make the best decisions possible to secure what it is that you're wanting here. And they're telling you can manifest what you want. They're like, you have the power to manifest. You've got this. Like, just employ your spiritual gifts of like the strength and this ritual and the power that you have. They're like, make a ritual, create a ritual to make this happen for you. So, open to receive. They're saying endings and beginnings. I actually think this is a really good card for you, because this is like an omen that you will actually be making it out of that job and heading to a new beginning. This is a lotus, and it comes with this beautiful message that out of the mud and out of the muck grows the beautiful lotus, and that's you. So we have this endurance card. They're saying you need to have endurance. You can make it through. So they understand. They're like, they see you in this situation. Like, this is meant to be. And you know what? I tell people this all the time about the job situation. That job I worked for 12 years, it seemed kind of random. I learned a lot at that job. I learned a lot about customer service. I've gotten compliments from some of you guys about how like I'm handling everything here on the channel, and I really appreciate that. And I'm thankful now for that job I had, which I used at one point, like it was just so overwhelming for me. I'm thankful now looking back, because I learned that there, and like it's helping me here, and it's helping me in my fashion business, and so I'm really thankful. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to look back and actually be thankful, because you're going to have learned something through this job and through this experience. I'm sure you know that. It's hard to hear that when you're like, no, I just went out of this job because I'm in pain and I hate this. But don't worry, they're saying they see you. You need to have endurance, and like the wheel of the year will turn, and this ending will come for you in a good way. So now we're moving on to love, and they're saying in order for you to move forward in your love life, there's some people in your, like some situations in the past that I think they came up. I'm trying to find the card. Yeah, we saw some stuff. Here we go. Remember we pulled this card, and this is talking about love, and like there's just some stuff you need to still let go of. And so they're reminding you to release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Look, there's some people in my past who've abused me, and I've had to learn, how to be able to just send love and light to those people for their healing, and to not let that affect me anymore. I still very much own the fact that I'm a survivor from that. I still very much have anger and emotions and feelings that come up all the time about it, but it's like a decision to not go down to that level, to not fester on that level of hatred and anger all the time. It's a balance of allowing yourself once again to have emotions, to be upset, to cry, to, if these things come up, to process it, but then like picking yourself back up and like redefining yourself and grounding yourself again with your truth, and being able to, send love and light and not judge, and just know that everyone is here having this experience for different reasons. You never know why people are here, where they came from, what the deal is. Like, that's between them and the universe, and you can bow to their path and move on. And it's like a very zen thing. It's like very high vibration, very like, you know, it's completely counterintuitive and against everything that our ego stands for, because like the ego part of us is all about like hate and pain, and like kind of it's just fear based, and sometimes we think we can protect ourselves when we pass these judgments or when we think about these things, but it's only hurting you. So I'm seeing like, try to let go and try to like allow the light and love to flow through you to these people, and to just move on. And they're saying that's like the decision you need to make. And on the other side of that is a beautiful connection for you. I actually do see like this beautiful connection coming into your life, and these cards have been popping out as I've been like asking other questions. Like little love cards have been popping out for you this whole time. So I actually really feel this situation coming like really soon. So maybe we can pull like one more card about love, just because that would be fun. They're saying right now it's important for you to be independent. Like, they're like, we don't want to get your hopes up, but this someone is coming. But right now they're just like telling you there's a lot going on here, and your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So your overall message right now is they're saying you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. I think a lot came out in this reading, and this is supposed to connect you with your intuition and like your judgment, and like listen to yourself, and whatever's coming up, there's going to be a decision that needs to be made here, and you're going to make it, and you're strong. Like, this cards keep coming out over and over about like your strength and about like this gift you have with your willpower, and so they really want you to employ that and pull it up, because once you make your mind up, it's very, very powerful. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace out.